Hello everyone, my name is Anvita Desati, and today I'll be presenting my project Software Engineering Copilot. This project is built using Google Agent Development Kit ADK, Google Gemini, and Python. The main goal of this project is to help students and developers understand programming concepts instead of simply generating code. The assistant focuses on teaching software engineering through structured explanations, code reviews, documentation generation, and unit test creation. The main motivation behind this project was that many students use AI to generate code without actually understanding the reasoning behind it. So I wanted to build an educational AI assistant that teaches software engineering concepts instead of simply generating answers. This is the overall architecture of my project. The user interacts with the software engineering copilot. The request is processed by Gemini through the ADK agent, which generates educational responses such as code explanations, code reviews, documentation, and unit tests. Now we'll move on to see the workflow of it. The first feature is code explanation. The assistant explains the code in beginner-friendly language. It provides a summary, explains how the code works, discusses the output, analyzes time and space complexity, and also recommends best practices. Here we type in the code with the prompt to explain this code. Here we can see it gave us 7 steps, including summary, line-by-line explanation, output, time and space complexity, best practices and common mistakes, and the possible improvements. It also gives us an interview tip. The next feature is code review. Instead of simply saying whether the code is correct, the assistant identifies possible bugs, discusses edge cases, recommends improvements, and explains why those issues occur. Here again, we type in the code with the prompt to review this code. Once again, it gave us the answer in 4 steps with the errors identified, with syntax error, indentation error, and even the main edge case, division by 0. Well, moving on to the next one. The third feature generates documentation. The assistant creates clear documentation including the function description, parameters, return values, exceptions, and usage examples. Here again, we type in the code with the prompt to generate documentation. Once again, we see the output in 3 different steps with the corrected code with documentation, breakdown of the documentation components, best practices for Python documentation with an interview tip. The agent also asks if we want to learn automated tools like Sphinx or pdoc to automatically turn these doc strings. Finally, the assistant generates unit tests. It creates test cases covering normal inputs, edge cases, and invalid inputs, while also explaining why each test case is important. Again, we write in a code and write the prompt to generate unit tests. There we go. It generated the unit tests. Why do we need unit tests? And also the syntax errors and the errors we need to keep in mind. Why each test case exists and best practices for unit testing. Well, through this project, I gained hands-on experience with Google Agent Development Kit, ADK, Gemini, prompt engineering, and GitHub workflows. More importantly, I learned that AI agents can be designed not only to generate answers but also to support meaningful learning. Building this project helped me understand how carefully designed prompts and structured responses can improve the overall user experience. It also strengthened my understanding of software engineering, best practices, code quality, and AI application development. Overall, this project has been a valuable learning experience and has given me practical exposure to building AI powered educational tools. Well, thank you for watching my presentation.